Hey there, G fans! Hi, it's Godzilla 4 with you once again. Uh, Also known as Julian Perezzi. What's going on? Got a few big things for you. Gonna talk about Transformers: Age of Extinction, some news about Pacific Rim and Godzilla video game. What? But first, let me make a brief mention about my indie kaiju film blog that I've been holding. Unfortunately, I've been unable to post new updates to it because I'm having some issues with the Sci-Fi Ed website. So I've been unable to update it, so I apologize if there's no new updates. But I did want to talk about one particular film project that's really cool. It's called Godzilla Heritage, and it's a Godzilla fan film being made by a couple of G fans who have built their own awesome suit. It was actually made by this guy who won Face Off last season, the Sci-Fi Channel show where they, contestants have to put makeup on someone and make it look the best. So it's pretty cool. They're asking for $25,000, and they've raised $6,000. 19 days to go. So help support them. I'll put a link to their Facebook page for the film and the Kickstarter below, so you guys can go help them out, support them. Please do that, because this is a really cool project, and it's actually a feature-length film too, so that's even better. But anyway, go check that out. Go check that out. But Transformers: Age of Extinction. I'm gonna give you a little mini review of it. Now, to be honest, at the beginning of this year, I didn't give really two shits about this movie. And then I saw the trailer, the Super Bowl trailer, and I was immediately ready. I was like, fuck. Grimlock looks badass. I want to see the Dinobots. So I pretty much knew, hey, it's not going to be amazing, but there'll be Dinobots. So I went into it like that, expecting, And I was actually surprised. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Some of the pros. Lockdown, the main villain in this one, is badass. I will start with that. He is malicious. He is so refreshing, though, because he's different from Megatron. Megatron is kind of like, blah, 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 I'm the leader of the Decepticons, and I have some stupid plot. Whatever. Lockdown's story is much more interesting, especially the people, the individuals that sent him. Which, if you watch the movie, I'm already probably going to tell you, right? It's already a spoiler, but the people that sent Lockdown. That whole story is really cool and interesting. And then the new Autobots are pretty cool too. There's Drift. He's cool. He's like a samurai themed Autobot, but it was a little like on the racist side because making like the stereotypical Japanese accent and all that, and he's a samurai robot. I don't know if that was racist or not. It's kind of weird, but they were cool. They were badass. But the movie was too fucking long. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Don't let anyone fool you. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's nearly 3 hours. It's a fucking long movie. And the first 40 minutes of themselves didn't even need to be there. Like, the movie could be 2 hours long, honestly. There's a lot of shit that just drags on for too long and feels a lot like a rehash of the past 3 films. Now on to the big thing, the Dinobots. Yay or nay? The Dinobots, I was worried because they take a while. Here, let me be honest with you. This is a spoiler review. So, they take a while to show up in the movie. They don't show up until like way past the 2 hour mark. I expected that. I was waiting for them to show up at the end. I knew they were going to pull that bullshit. But they actually got a lot more screen time than I thought. And that made me think, why the fuck was the intro so important? Like, I feel like after the halfway point, the movie gets pretty good. I can't believe I'm saying that, but like, it gets pretty enjoyable. And I look back, and like, the first 40 minutes of the movie were unnecessary. We could have gotten to the Dinobots, much sooner. We just cut off the beginning. Now, still, there's a ton of issues with it. The acting is kind of stupid. The 2 supporting characters are obnoxious. Mark Wahlberg's alright, he's kind of whiny. Optimus Prime is cool. I wish Bumblebee was in it more. He just feels like eh. And the Dinobots, yeah, of course, I wish they were in it more. But when they do show up, they're awesome. Lockdown's awesome. Some of the concepts they bring up is awesome, but the movie is too fucking long, and there's just too much going on. I was feeling a little bit like when I saw Spider-Man 2, where there was like too much going on in this one movie that they couldn't save for the next. Two villains basically. That's another spoiler. Galvatron shows up. So yeah, there's two villains. So it's just too much. It should have been two different movies. This could have been Transformers 5, honestly. Like they could have taken half of the material and made a new movie. So yeah. I mean, other people are probably going to hate it. I was surprisingly enjoyed it. It was too long, but I enjoyed it. So, and the Dinobots were cool. I wish they showed up more, but they were cool. So, yeah, that's my review of Age of Extinction. Now, Pac Rim 2. I don't know if you guys heard the news. Guillermo del Toro himself came on video to make the official announcement that not only was there going to be a sequel to Pacific Rim 2, but there will be an animated series in development. He's currently finishing up his other film, Crimson Peak, which I believe comes out next year. And now there's a slated release for Pacific Rim 2 for April 7th of 2017. I'll put a link below to his video if you guys want to take, if you guys don't believe me and you haven't already heard about it from other fucking kaiju fans, go look for yourself. The big question is, what will they do? Where will they go? You would say, didn't Pacific Rim 2 end everything? They destroyed the breach and the drift. But I would argue that if they could punch a hole into our world, why can't they do it again, right? And what's to say that we destroyed all of them in that one shot? They probably live on several planets. I mean, they could be more of them. I know some people saying, well, that's like making the sacrifice that they made in the first one so pointless. But what if maybe the aliens did get damaged? The war isn't over, but they did hit the aliens pretty hard, and the aliens become desperate. And interesting shit happens when, a side is desperate. They go to extreme means, Maybe they might unleash something that they didn't want to unleash, a super kaiju that's unstoppable or something. And maybe they need human help. That could be an interesting idea. The aliens come to the humans to help them defeat something that's going out of control. That could be a really cool story. Also, maybe on Earth, the Jaegers, are used for military purposes between other countries now that the kaiju are gone. They're weapons, Wars are going to be fought with the Jaegers. I mean, that could be a whole new concept. There's a lot of stories they could go with. As for the animated series, I'm going to assume that it's going to track, because in the video he says it's going to go from year 0 and beyond. The animated series will kind of tell what happened, from the beginning up until the Pacific Rim. It'll probably be the story of young Stacker Pentecost as a pilot. So, we'll see. It should be interesting. I wonder if it'll be 2D, or I think it's an animated series, so it'll probably be 2D. I think it should be. 3D could be cool, but depends on how you do it. Some 3D looks really cartoony. I think it should be 2D. It should be drawn. That would be much better. I'd rather look at that. So yeah, Pacific Rim 2. Coming. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. And if you thought that wasn't enough, right? Godzilla 2 and 3 coming out and whatever, and Star Wars also coming out. If you didn't think, in Pacific Rim 2 now, then, come on, it's like, I'm good, right? You're good. No more, please. Well, I got one more thing for you guys. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys didn't hear or not, but a new Godzilla video game has been announced. Now you're thinking, oh shit. Oh great, not again. But trust me, if you see the screenshots in the trailer, oh baby, this looks like it could be visually one of the best Godzilla games yet. Now we haven't seen that many screenshots, and the trailer's pretty short. It doesn't show that much, but from what you do see, it looks pretty badass. It's basically going to be like a Godzilla, apparently a stomp game where Godzilla, you play a level and you trash a city. But it seems like you can fight other monsters too. Only problem, it seems like it's being released in Japan, and it's coming out on PS3 exclusive. So we don't know if it's going to get A, ported to America, and B, brought onto any other console. That's the tough thing. And I'm currently a 360 and hopefully a future Xbox One owner. So I would really like to see them port it to Xbox. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the game comes out and develops. I would like for it to come stateside. But in the trailer, you do see 90s Goji, and spoiler alert, the new 2014 Godzilla is in it too. And a big screenshot poster scan from a magazine also shows Kiru's in it. So we know that other monsters are going to be in it. And I mean, you get to use Godzilla's blast, and you get to smash buildings. And they're really going to try and copy the style of the films into the game. So I'll post a link for the trailer below, and go check it out, and then go look up for yourself, because it looks pretty fucking rockin'. And it's supposed to come out winter of this year, so it's not even a far away release. It's coming out in 6 months. Yeah, so who knows? I mean, it's a good year to be a G fan. All I gotta say, it's a good damn year. So just stay tuned. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes coming out soon. Then Guardians of the Galaxy. So keep your eyes open for that. And San Diego Comic-Con is in a month. Actually, less. So we'll see what big reveals there are. I will be covering that like I did last year. Oh, it's going to be big. I cover it every year. That's tradition. So keep it funky, everybody. Have a good Saturday. Take it easy.